Hello, Seiiti Arata. Your dreams might not be truly your own dreams. Now, what does that mean? Some people reach adulthood feeling a little bit lost and confused about what really brings happiness to their lives. Have you ever questioned your own thoughts and feelings and desires? Do you truly know yourself? It can be tough to get to know yourself when you've spent years living according to someone else's expectations, be it your parents, a partner, or even society as a whole. But it's important to remember that it's never too late to take control of your life and find who you really are. If you spent your teenage years chasing a passion that wasn't aligned with your own, or if you're currently struggling to find a place in the world, it's time to make a change. And it all starts with understanding yourself better and being sure of your own values, your thoughts, your desires, so you don't let the influence of others to cloud your judgment. If you don't know what your personal values are, you run a high risk of living other people's lives. The first step to gaining more self-awareness is to clarify your top personal values. You can rank the things that you value the most in a current context of your life in order of importance. Because without clarity of your own personal values, it's like wandering aimlessly, where we're weak in the face of pressures of other people's expectations. Without well-established personal values, we become highly susceptible to influence. It's as if we're following someone else's plan for our own lives instead of doing our own thing. And it's a real shame because when we're not living according to our values, we're not living the life that truly meant to live. Have you ever felt like that? Like you don't know what you want or what is really important in your life? I think that many of us go through this type of a stage eventually in our lives. It's like when we lack clarity about our values. It is tough to make decisions that will make us truly happy in the long term. Like we're always second guessing ourselves. The worst thing that can happen is waking up one day with a midlife crisis, regretting past choices and wondering how life could have been different. But it doesn't have to be like that. We all have the ability to discover what our values are and make sure that we're living according to these values. And it all starts by taking a step back and really thinking about what matters to us. What are our priorities in life? What brings us joy and fulfillment? What do we stand for? And once we have clarity about all of that, then we can start making decisions that are aligned with our real values, who we are, what we truly want to be. Everyone should know what their personal values are really clearly, because it helps us to make sure that we're making the right choices. In the Planning Your Life training, you'll find a comprehensive method and also get feedback from our team to create a life plan that covers everything from your personal values to the next practical step that you need to take to become the person that you want to be. You can see more details at arata.se/planning your life so you can learn about the whole training. You can get access to the full training, but for now I can give you a short version that you can do right away. Let's do together a simplified exercise to help you to discover your own personal values. First thing, please grab a piece of paper and a pen and then write down 10 words that come to mind when you think about what is important to you. These words should represent the different types of values or principles that you hold dear. For example, words like honesty, family, compassion, career, financial stability, or adventure, independence, and so on. And once you do that, and once you have your list or your 10 words, you can circle the 5 that resonate the most with you right now in the current context of your life. These 5 words are your core values. They're the most important values to you right now. Whenever you're making a decision, you need to see if that decision is aligned with these things that you value the most. Now that you have your core values, I want you to think about how they align with different aspects of your life. For example, how do these values align with your career? What about your relationships? What about your overall sense of purpose? Is there any area in your life where your values aren't truly being met? If so, what can you do? How can you align these actions with your values in all these areas? Another exercise that you can do is to think about a past situation where you felt really good about yourself, when you felt true to yourself. You can ask yourself which values were at play over there. And when you think about a situation where you felt guilty or ashamed, or as if you had done something against your own values, you can also get some value over there. Ask yourself which values were at play in that situation. Keep in mind that your personal values might change over time, and that is normal. The important thing is that you are aware of them and you're actively working to align your actions with what you truly value in your life. And remember, if you don't know your personal values, you run the risk of living a life that is not the life you were born to live. In some situations, you need extra help from others, or even some physical distance to break free from negative influences. We all want to live a life with purpose and meaning, and live according to our values. But to truly live life according to our values, we often need to take some extra steps and ask for help from friends and from people that we trust. We all live under the influence of other people, of advertising, and ideas created by others that can get mixed up with our own true dreams. That's why it's so important to be assertive, to have boundaries. You need to know how to set healthy boundaries and be able to express yourself assertively and clearly whenever it's necessary, because nobody can read our minds, so it is very important to learn how to speak up and to make our needs more clear. Sometimes we even need to create a physical boundary. That means that we need to move from our current home or to take a trip for a while to get some clarity, to distance ourselves from certain situations. And you can use your personal values to identify if you're planning your life in the right way. Once you've identified your personal values, it's very important to take a step back and assess where you are in your life. What about your current choices? What about your actions? Are they aligned with your values? And what's about to happen in the next few years? Probably. Is that in line with what you truly believe, what you stand for? It can be very easy to get lost in everyday life and not make some time to think about the more important things, but you can trust me here, it is crucial to make sure that you are on the right track. Because if you're not living in line with your values, it's important to see that, to start making changes right now for a better future. Think about the near future. What practical changes do you need to make in your life to align with your personal values? You can write down these changes. You can start working on a plan to make it happen. For example, imagine that you listed family and health and financial freedom as your 3 most important personal values today. Compare that list to your day-to-day life. In practice, are you really spending quality time with your family? Are you really taking care of your diet, your body, and sleep to maintain a good health? Are you setting aside part of your income for your financial freedom? See, the truth is that if you don't take practical actions to align with your values, having clarity about all that doesn't help much. Think of personal values as a compass to align your actions with who you want to be. And if needed, you might want to consider consulting with a therapist, a professional consultant, to help you making these changes, to put you in the right direction. It is so important to remember that making changes can be hard, but it is worth it in the end. Living in accordance with your values will lead to a more fulfilling, more satisfying life. And your values are the foundation of who you are and will give you the direction that you need to make the right decisions for yourself. The most important step in making changes is ensuring that the choices that you make align with your personal values, as this will make all the difference in your life. So please, take some time today. Make a plan for your near future. Write down your findings and start making the changes that will align you, your personal values, and the person that you really want to be. Be careful not to live the life that others want you to live. Make sure that you live the life that you were meant to live. By understanding and living in accordance with your personal values, you can ensure that you're living the life that you truly meant to live, that you deserve. You can dedicate some time to identify and actively work to align these values with your current decisions, your future decisions. You can join us now in our training to deepen your understanding on all of this and create a concrete plan for a fulfilling life by going right now to arata.se/planning your life.